In the Finnish folklore, the birth stories or the tales of the origins of something play a very key role. Our runes and folk tales very often tell the tale of someone's or something's origins or the birth. In Finnish, birth is called synty, and these synty tales or synty runes are very vital. Now is springtime, so it is the season that it is very good to be telling the origin story or the birth tale of the fire of life. In the nature around us, the fire of life is now igniting. You can really feel it everywhere. It's sort of like this tingling in the atmosphere. The sounds of the birds, everything is sort of waking up the fire in us, but also in nature around us. And this fire of life, metaphorically, symbolically, refers to not just the sort of the passion and love between two individuals, like in the nature now, the sort of the season of the mating is going on, so there is a lot of this heat, a lot of fire, passion in the air. But also the fire of life is within every living being. It is the fire of the metabolism. It's the fire of sort of or even on a cellular level, we can talk about the inner fire, the process of metamorphosis, the transformation process. That is really what these runes refer to when they talk about fire. But of course, fire also, as we know fire, as the flames and sort of the source of heat and source of light. Definitely, all this is entailed in the concept of fire. The name for fire in Finnish is tuli. Tuli is a very, very ancient word, and a little bit newer word, the old one also, is valkea. And this valkea refers to especially to the light that the fire gives. Sort of fire is quite white or light when it's burning, and the flames have the quality of light and whiteness. And but tuli is even more ancient, and like I was explaining, all the connotations of what this word tuli has. And the other name for tuli has been also eläväinen, which refers to something that is very lively, very much alive. And right now is the season of sort of beginning, ignition of fire, beginning of fire. And this liveliness is sort of waking up slowly after the winter rest. And we aid the process of this waking up, for example, with juniper. Juniper is said that she is a tree who reveals her true nature only when put in the fire. And definitely, you know, when you burn juniper, she gives really strong aroma and also so much sparks. She very fiery tree. And we also use juniper in our treatments to really ignite the fire in us. And in the sauna rituals, the cleansing, igniting effects of juniper is well known, also for treatments. And the one name for fire is Panu, or Panu actually refers to the god of fire, and is the name of fire, yes, and especially the flame, the fire, the flame that we can see and feel is referred to being this Panu, god of fire. And Panu in the runes is described as the son of sun, or made by the sun. And little bit, this is the way we speak about fire. Fire is a little sun, little source of this heat of fire on our level. as the sun is there in the heavens. And so that's why Panu is referred to also as being made by the sun. And in general, the birth of fire is said to be in the heavens, in the skies. And many also animals who are connected to the fire are sort of found in the skies. One very, how would I say, defining that many people come to Finland for are the northern lights in the sky, the amazing greenish, orange light colorations. And they have been, in Finnish, they are revontuli, which means the fire of the fox. And fox is considered a very fiery creature. Just the coloration and everything is really according to like symbolism of fire, and the sneakiness and sort of the passion of life that fox carries in the Finnish folk tales is really a fiery thing. And the other one that connected to the fire is the eagle or hawk. Eagle, I think, is more correct translation. The eagle of the skies, the fiery eagle, even sometimes called the thundery eagle. This kokko is the bird of fire that sort of marks, symbols the fire very well. And this kokko or kotka, or this eagle, is connected to Ukko. Ukko, the lord of the heavens, or thunder god, could be even translated. And where does the birth of fire begin? Well, it begins in the heavens. And in the heavens, this god of thunder, the lord of the skies, stroke fire. We have this traditional way of having a little piece of one specific type of like rock, and you spark them. And from this spark ignites the fire. So yes, the god of thunder, Ukko, iski tulta ilman Ukko. He, the god of the air, the god of the sky, stroked the fire. And he shook the whole heavens. And from there, the spark of fire fell through the 9 skies, the 6 atmospheres. And on its way, it burned the breast of the maidens, and it made a lot of destruction. Fell until it fell into the ocean, into the huge, vast lake. And in this lake, there came fish that ate it, and another fish that ate that fish, and then the third one who ate that one. So then the fire could not be found, and Väinämöinen and the other heroes, or sometimes it's a group of like goddesses. Well, it depends a little bit on the tale. There is also some tales that the god of the trees was here, Sampsa, which I spoke about in the April video. But anyway, somebody comes and knits a net for catching fish. And this net is made either from hemp or linen in these stories. And you remember again the stories about the linen, how the sort of the threads of life are first they're sort of lengthened, and then they began to create forms of life. So now we have, in the story of the birth of fire, the net is made from these linens, and then the hero goes and tries to catch the fish, but there's no luck, not much luck catching the fish. So the hero goes upstream and downstream and really takes effort in trying to catch this fish, but cannot, until finally he can. And the fish is caught, and the hero takes the fish out and opens the fish, and this fish is a gray fish, I cannot remember the specific, there is a specific type of fish, but don't remember the name of this fish, and then opens this fish and finds a blue fish from under, from in there. Sorry, first fish is gray, then first fish is blue, then finds a gray fish, gray pike. From inside that opens the belly of the gray pike, and from there is found a red salmon, and then he opens the belly, cuts open the belly of the red salmon, and from there the spark of fire is finally found, and finally there is light and heat upon the earth. So that's the story of the birth of fire and how fire came to be, and that's what's going on now in the nature. And in our sauna runes, in our sauna spells, very often we sing at least small pieces about this story of birth of fire. We say that the fire is born in the heavens, and the draft of air, or the flow, original flow, also flow of water, is born from the mountains. And sauna and fire really go together, because there is no sauna without fire. We need the fire of life to have the heat. Also in ourselves, if our body is not warm, if the fire of life is not there, we are considered dead. Cold body is dead body. So warm body is alive. So fire is a sign of life and a force of life. And in the sauna, we sort of perform a fire ritual. We operate with the heat. We let the fire sort of burn us to the skies, and with the water we calm ourselves down and soothe everything down. And fire has been used in this sort of offerings and rituals because fire has this quality of metamorphosis. You put anything into the fire and fire burns it and sends it to the skies with the smokes. So we have used this to communicate and to sort of create our rituals. We use this quality of fire, of this purification, the burning, and really that fire sort of, with the process of fire, as fire is born from the skies, also the process of fire sort of sends us back to the skies. And it gives us this, in the sauna especially, you can feel this really heavenly experience. Sometimes it's also the fire is burned, so it's like almost hellish fire. And so, thin line between love and hate. Similarly, thin line between heaven and hell. So sometimes it is a fire of the hells. And even in the runes and descriptions, very often fire is connected to the sort of the underworlds and hell and this sort of, how would I say, especially the burning process is a very purifying process, and sometimes purification happens with a lot of pain. So, yes, but nevertheless, fire is a vital element for our healing processes and our sauna rituals, but as well it is for life to exist. So this is why we have a lot of tales and stories dealing with the birth of fire. And it is true that, like the fire of life is born, that there is sort of even as a human being, when you're born, there is that ignition, the first fertilization of the egg with the sort of power, and then the baby falls into the original lake, meaning that the baby is in the womb, in the water. The water is where the fire of life first gets its form, like the fishes follow it. So really, this is also true in the birth of a human being considered a little fire of life. And from there, then we put open and let the birthing channel open, and from there, the fire of life as a human being is also born. So this is sort of a tale that tells the birth of life itself. So fire is truly amazing and important symbol in and these stories and tales about fire, they are really worth looking into.